Let's say there's an organization. It could be a company or a city, nation. Whatever the case is, it's just the organization. And typically, like in the case of the company, a company has a mission. And within the company have departments and units, sections, stuff like that. So there's a hierarchical of a structure, like a pyramid structure, leadership, strategy, the mission, and how it deployed across the whole organization. If the top is so smart, they may want to control everything, or if they think they are smart, they may want to do it. But if the top is too heavy to bring out the initiative of what to do, unless the top person is very, very, very smart, the organization power, the talent may not be better utilized because of too much of a top-down. So there's the relationship of the combining the bottom-up or middle-up and the weight down, kind of massaging all the way across. So if I look at organization, in this case, me or you as an individual, there may be some kind of a frontal lobe who thinks this is the way to go, the leadership, and all the rest may follow. But this leadership is too egocentric and don't listen to the parts of the body, the whole organization would suffer. And the person at the top cannot accomplish because of the lack of involvement with all the inside. So as in the case of the company, I call mini companies and mini-me companies, hierarchical. In each organization, in this case in me or you as an individual, there may be a me and the mini-me and the mini-mini-me all connecting to each other. I mentioned about the top is like a mind we have, and the bottom is all the cells in our body, or the organs. And the top may just go into this direction, and the body is too weak to go in that direction. Then there's a gap. So how to listen to the body and be able to come up with a good strategy to choose and move on, that's the balancing act. You can use the word like a middle way, the balancing out, so that the top and the middle and the lower level, or to the level of the cells, have like a customer-supplier relationship with each other. So the whole organization, if we look at, we don't want to create any bottlenecks, the blocking the information flow or the energy flow across the whole organization, individual or the nation or the whole species that we live together on Earth. There's a balancing process that will take place, because when something moves, that impacts others, so that propagates across. So this is a fairly convoluted but interesting process that we can look at. So if there's a great leader with incorporating everybody's activities together, that their talent, that works well. So that's the idea I shared in the book called The New Shop Floor Management. Involving the shop floor, linked to that middle management and the top level, working together with the idea called the glass wall management, so that people know what's going on, what's important in the whole organization. So that you don't need to sub-optimize, but there's always a balancing going on. And for that, the glass wall management, clearly understanding what's going on, red and green, how the missions, customer suppliers, and all of that be connected. And if we don't know it and just focus on the narrow view of each mini company, then he may be just suboptimizing without noticing there may be a huge blockage this way or that way, and therefore the whole organization may suffer. So that the idea of the transparency to see what's going on is the way to address the problem. So back to the individual's case, we have a structure similar, me and the mini-me, and the customer-supplier relationship with each other, the lung and heart and the kidney and all that stuff, and connecting to the brain, to the body, so that there is less of a bottleneck or blockage, so that the whole situation of how you live life to maximum utilizing the talent to accomplish the mission that everybody agrees can be done. So the organization or the individual, I see the structure same, mini company, mini-me, mini company, mini-me, and the hierarchy and the customer suppliers, and each of the cells, mini company or mini-me, may have the ownership of what the mission is, who are the customers and suppliers, and what's the key performance indicators. And each of them, mini company, mini-me, do their own job and being able to connect with each other, then you have a healthy organization trying to accomplish whole mission that everybody agrees. And that's the role of the leadership, but also the accountability and ownership of all the cells, each of them. Even the top of the organization, in the case of the company, this company is part of the society. There are a bunch of companies, and they work with each other, like customers and suppliers. They may compete, but whatever the interaction going on, they are trying to maximize, utilize the whole talent of that organization and accompanied with that with the other organization. So it goes from the company to the nation and the globe, as much as company to each mini company and the individuals and mini-me. That's the cascading or connection that I see it happen. It may not be clear, but if each node or the element, mini-me, or mini-me, or mini-company, mini-mini company, each have their own ownership and accountability of what they do and connect with each other, that process of interacting with each other to find the bottleneck, the hurdles, and go over with coming up with ideas and orchestrate that. That I see happens, and in my case, I worked with the companies to introduce those ideas and accomplish the most of what they can so that they can transform instead of locally sum-optimizing, like a silo syndrome, and the blocking the information, but going more transparency kind of idea. It can be done. And in each individual's case, it can be done. Say in the case of individual, you can think about the meditation, clarifying mind and see what's going on. All the cells are functioning and you sense it, and they connect to each other. When they connect to each other very well, then you have this awakening sense. The energy is flowing much more smoothly and you feel vitalized. So that's what I see that happens and can happen. So the bottom line of the story is that if we understand the structure of the mini company or mini-me, or mini company and mini-me, or mini society to mini nation to the whole earth, or even to the universe if you want to stretch out, how we orchestrate this, each having ownership, but having some leadership and clarity and transparency of what's going on, then we can find out what is the best thing for the whole to accomplish instead of sub-optimizing. Simple. What it requires is the understanding of that kind of a structure, customer-supplier relationship, interrelationship, going beyond the boundary, going beyond the ego, or self-optimizing with the penalty, the demerit caused for the whole organization. We want to have the balancing process going on. So in a way, as much as in the individuals to do meditation or clearly understand what's going on by calm and quiet mind, to optimize what you can, but you are also a part of the group, the society, and so forth. So we want to find the mission to also not just focusing on our own and within, but also in relation to the bigger structure, the element that we are connected to. So that each doing their job and looking at the whole picture and the whole being kind of a consolidated. It looks like a very convoluted process, but the principle is simple. Can we do it? As individual, I believe we should do it. As an organization, if you are the president of many company, even 3 people working together or nobody, you can be the president of the mini company or the another level of the mini company, and on and on. Imagination is power. Each of us can do our own portion to clean up our own, get rid of the bottleneck, align the vision, may all beings to be happy, but within, may all cells and organs to be happy. That's what I think each of us can do, should do. If you want to vitalize yourself with understanding of how things are organized and how you're relating to each other, like customers and suppliers, and find the way, the bottleneck, and the way to improve, open up the bottleneck so that the energy flows better, information flows better, you understand the mission and customers clearly, and communicate each other. That's one way to think about going beyond the ego. Ego cannot do the best if you only focus on your own, but in relation to others. And for that to happen, those broader view and connection and the way to open up, transparency, communicate. I think we can do that. Each of us can do that. Mini society, mini group, and within. Thank you.